All right, this is just a disclaimer. I don't hate 3D modeling. I love 3D modeling. I'm a 3D artist myself. I'm just here to say 5 things that have pissed me off about 3D modeling and that suck. All right, point 1. Most university courses these days are so outdated and they teach you ancient techniques. Like, to give you an example, right? During my first lesson of 3D modeling, right, we were given reference images, you know, those like front, side, and top views of a model. But the model we had to do was a banana.
The fuck?
Like, how do you break down a banana into simple shapes, you know, in simple steps? Like, as a beginner, this was so confusing of a concept for me that it, like, I basically couldn't really, my banana looked like shit. Let's be real. And a lot of other people's bananas look like shit too, because it's such a confusing model to start with. Like, why aren't we doing things like, you know, tables, chairs, boxes, crates, you know, simple geometry, you know, that doesn't take much skill, but like you learn so quickly from it. Like, we should be going on these websites like Sketchfab, which have plenty of free to download models. We should be grabbing them from there, importing into our 3D software and learning how these other people have made the models and then trying to replicate them. You know, you would just learn so much faster and quicker using this method instead of having to look at reference images, comparing side and front view, tweaking it so it's perfect. You know, it's really tedious and really annoying. How does this benefit us to getting a job anyway? Like, what studio is going to be like, hey, you know what we need more? We need bananas. Like, let's make a scene of bananas. We need ripe bananas, unripe bananas, you know, small bananas, medium-sized bananas. It doesn't make sense. Like, we should be modeling things that we can bring into other mediums like our games or our films so we can easily put these models in. Like, you know, that's another thing. After uni, not who walks out with a portfolio. Like, I didn't walk out with a full portfolio, you know. I guess that could be a public uni thing. I know private unis, they're a bit more like, they kind of force their students to be a bit more proactive about it. But portfolio is so huge, right? Especially for future employers. They need to be able to see if you can do models and do them well, right? A degree isn't going to mean shit.
I'm a PhD.
Compared to your portfolio, right? Okay, my second point is character modeling. Why the heck does everyone want to do character modeling? If I had $1 for every person in my class that said, oh, my dream job is to become a character model, that's all I want to do, I'd be richer than Elon Musk. It's so tedious and time consuming, especially high detailed sculpting. Also, this is the one field where every non-artist thinks they know it all, right? So you better get used to getting feedback like, oh, you know, just it looks a little off, or, oh, cool, man, it's a decent start, but try looking at more reference material and try again. Like, we all know this is the nice way of saying your model looks like shit, right? Sculpting can take hundreds, maybe even thousands of hours to master, right? And to get a job at this, you need to be highly exceptional, right? Only the top people really get in, right? So do you think these studios are going to hire, you know, fresh graduates? Or are they going to go with some senior Chadwick who's got 15 to 20 years experience and he sculpts every day, right? So in my opinion, I think you'd be better off investing that time in learning other modeling techniques. Okay, my third point is bad time management. You know, that's another observation I've made. Artists are spending way too much time on unimportant models, right? Speed is super important, especially if you want to get a job in the industry. But back in uni, I remember seeing far too many artists, lesson after lesson, putting detail and making sure everything's perfect about models that were just meant for the background of the scenes, right? We need to break the habit of being perfectionists and model way more efficiently. And once you get over this hurdle, you're going to find that your work is just going to improve and improve. Okay, this next point is so minor, but it can be so tilting at the same time. It's 2024. How come my Blender takes 2 seconds to open, but my Maya takes 5 goddamn minutes? Like, dude, you're the industry standard, yeah? But you're more like the industry standard of waiting. Like... And for my final point, I want to talk about the rise of AI.
They took our jobs! Yeah, they're down! Took our jobs! They did! Well, they took our jobs! They took your jobs! They took your jobs too! They took our jobs!
Look, like it or not, AI is going to change the 3D modeling industry. I've tested sites like Meshi.ai that use text to 3D model, And yes, the results are stupid and very laughable. But you know, we saw this crap with 2D digital art just a few years ago, and now there's some pretty impressive shit we can do with programs like DALL-E 3. So logically the same is going to happen to 3D modeling. So us artists will need to adapt to be able to keep up. And that's why I love my system of taking free models from Sketchfab, importing them into Maya or Blender or whatever you use, and then using that as reference to build our own models, right? This is probably going to be the future pipeline for all us artists. We're probably going to go on these AI to 3D websites. Their AI is going to create us whatever model we want, right? And then it'll be up to us artists to edit these models, like to clean them up, or maybe use them as reference to build our new models from.
God, I've had to work hard every day of my life, and what do I have to show for it? This briefcase and this haircut. And what do you have to show for your lifetime of sloth and ignorance?
What?
Everything! A dream house, 2 cars, a beautiful wife, a son who owns a factory, fancy clothes, and lobsters for dinner. And do you deserve any of it? No!
But all jokes aside, I actually want to make a full video just to showcase how brutal it is on LinkedIn, especially the job market, because I think it'll be quite funny. I also have a few other videos that I want to make, like the complete opposite of this video, which would be 5 things I love about 3D modeling, because I actually love 3D modeling so much. It allows me to express my creativity in a way that nothing else can. I suck at drawing. Like, it just would not click with my brain. But for some reason, 3D, it just works, and I love it. I'm gonna get some KFC.